In this final training video, I want to show you guys how you can utilize some of the content that is included in this package, and also how you can go a little bit deeper with customizing the websites that you're creating with it. Now, this training can be useful for two different groups of people. Number one, if you have gone through and installed one or maybe all of these different websites that are included with this package, then I'm going to be showing you how to go through and do some added customization to it. The other group of people, if you do not want to install one of these packages, there are still things that you can utilize from it on your existing websites, or maybe just to use to create a brand new website. So I'm going to be teaching this kind of from a two-pronged perspective here. To start with, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some of the other content that is included in this package. Ultimately, if you have not decided to install one of these sites, then this is stuff that you can use. But if you have installed the site, you can still utilize this different bits of content that I'm about to point out to you. First of all, in each of the three PLR site folders, you have your installation files and you have your header files that we have already talked about. But there are four other items here, and I want to be sure to point these out to you. First of all, you have a folder called Articles, and within it you just have 5 text files. If you look at the titles, Adult, Halloween Costumes, Couple, Funny, these actually apply to these pages right up at the top of the site. These are the articles that are loaded up here. So if you're not using the pre-installed site package, you could simply use these articles to build your own completely customized website instead. And you would simply have 5 initial articles that you could use on your site just to reduce the amount of actual unique writing that you would need to do. As long as you're building a site that has another 5, 10, 15 pages on it that are your own unique content, it is quite okay to be using all of these other articles and still have a decent shot at getting some search rankings. In the site usage video, I had talked to you guys about creating your funnel, where you have your informational pages up at the top and they funnel down by linking up to your product pages that are actually going to make money for you. And that'll help you to bring your traffic to the pages that'll earn money for you, and it will also help to increase search rankings on your money pages. Well, these are great to use for those top informational funnel pages. So with that in mind, you could then go into one of these other packages, party ideas or decorations, for example, and you could use some of that article content on your adult Halloween costume site. Just try to get creative about how you could work it in there. Have a page that's all about running a Halloween party and then associate it with some costumes and link up to some of your costume pages. And the same thing could kind of be done with decorations, especially if you do everything based on a particular theme, for example. Now, the other folder here is an images folder. These are the images that are being used here. So the pages that have the articles are utilizing these images. And these are being set as the featured images of these pages to get the little preview of the image to show up here automatically. So once again, you could utilize these if you were putting this site together from scratch and not using this pre-built package. But you could also use it to beef up the content of one of these sites if you only installed one of them and then used the articles and images from the other sites to essentially enhance it and make it a larger website. This is not the kind of stuff that you're going to see all of the other affiliates doing that have picked up this package. This is something that you're just going to see being done through customers of mine that have actually picked up this training video, and the percentage of that is a lot smaller compared to everybody that has access to this content. So now there are two other files. You have a domain name file and a keyword file. In the domain name file, these are all exact match domain names that are currently available. However, this was done simply before this product was released, and there's definitely no guarantee that these domains are available, especially once you're actually watching through this training. It's quite possible that a lot of those may be snatched up. If you can get a good costume domain that is an exact match domain, that could be good for you. But if you can't get it, don't worry about it. You can still create your own unique branded domain that's kind of uses a combination of a keyword inside of it. For example, I could have a site just like I did with my image here. I could call it RyansHalloweenCostumes.com. I still get keyword benefits from having Halloween costumes in my domain name, but I have branded it and made it unique by putting my name in it. So you can do the same type of thing for pretty much anything that you would find in this costume domain list. If you really like something there and it's not available, think about how you can simply make it unique by taking one of the words from that domain and replacing it with a different word, perhaps even your own name. Now the other file, this is a keyword file. This is information from the Google Keyword Planner, and it can be helpful in terms of helping you to figure out different keywords that you might want to try to target on your site. Personally, I would recommend shooting for some of the lower ones. Start with around the 100 range and work your way up to things that are in the 480 to 590 range perhaps. Try to find some good keywords within that particular list that could be either a primary keyword phrase for your entire website, or maybe these could just be keyword phrases that you try to target on individual pages of your site. So for example, you could have a page on your site that was a sexy leprechaun costume, and you write all about it and you feature a product that is that particular costume available on Amazon. Beyond this particular list of keywords though, you also should be going over to the Keyword Planner. Once you know what your site is ultimately going to be about in terms of the specific niche or sub-niches that you want to cover, then you can proceed with doing some extra keyword research and try to figure out exactly what you want to be targeting on each individual page of your site. try to pick a primary keyword for your entire website, and then try to select a secondary keyword phrase to target on each individual page of your site. So you could end up targeting 10, 20 different keyword phrases with that method. Now, there are a couple of additional things in this file that I want to show you. You have this bonuses folder. In the bonuses folder, you have another complete site. And if you notice, you have some things in here that are going to be different. You might have some different keywords that are available for you. And you're definitely going to have things like different articles that are available for you in this extra bonus. In addition to that, though, there is this one other file that I want to point out, this PDF file, NBNSS PDF. This is actually the creator of the product. This is her niche site system, and this is a training manual. So take a look through here and see what her ideas are on building niche sites. And if you already are familiar with my own training, a lot of times you can still take other people's training and figure out how you can mesh the two together. And this will really help you to do some experimenting on your own and get creative, and you can even stumble upon some really great ideas that way. Now you also have this last zip file. This zip file contains a folder in it, Halloween costume ideas, and within it you have a whole bunch of document and text files that are for different types of themes of costumes. So you can use this kind of information to help you maybe think type of website in terms of these costumes or other ideas. And that brings me to my next point, which is customization. You have this adult Halloween costume site. However, think about this the way you would any other type of Amazon niche site that you would build. You wouldn't just want to build a website about televisions, because there's a ton of different kinds of televisions, essentially television sub-niches out there. Well, you have the same kind of thing when it comes to adult Halloween costumes. In those idea articles, you can just see from looking at the names of these that you have all of these different potential themes, and I guarantee you these are not all of them. These are just themes that are based on particular brand names like Despicable Me or Duck Dynasty. Beyond that, though, you would still have tons of other kinds of themes or sub-niches that you could try to go for having to do with adult Halloween costumes. Think about a general type of costume that somebody would want to get. If they are not looking to be a very specific character, the other common thing that people are looking for is a specific type of character, but not one that might actually have a name. For example, instead of just wanting to be Dracula, somebody might simply say, well, I just want to be a vampire for Halloween. So in that regard, you have a lot of different sub-niches just like that. You have things like vampires and witches and ghosts, and there's tons of different possibilities out there. So consider whether you want to go for a theme or a branded type of targeting, or whether you want to go for more of a genre type of targeting, something slightly generalized like witch or vampire. So that way, you're not targeting all adult Halloween costumes. You would just be targeting a particular sub-niche of Halloween costumes. So I also want to show you guys some of the basic tactics that you would need to use to try to take this site and completely customize it. And this also ties me into one final thing here. On your home page, things that you want to edit, everything over here on the left, these are your existing posts that are on the site. Up here at the top, these featured articles and images, these are loaded based on these pages. However, it is coming from this dynamic content gallery plugin that was installed on the site. If you go to the gallery method page, you can see down here, select the gallery, the category, so you have these different categories and the number of posts to display. These settings here can be modified if you need to try to change what is going on in this featured articles section here. Anything that you want to show up there though, you need to make sure you are setting the image as a featured image. And just in case you don't know where that is at, you can find that right here, set featured image. So you have an image that you've uploaded to a page, you go down here and set it as the featured image, make sure it's assigned to the proper category that is also linked up with dynamic content gallery down here. And then you can get that to display up here in this featured articles section. Now, everything else on the right-hand side, these are all going to be widgets. And this also brings me to one other good point. And honestly, this is something that I should have pointed out in the earlier site usage video. This top sponsored ad for Amazon here, this is not going to automatically get updated for you. If you are going to this update links page, that's only going to update the links that are coming from this plugin. The sidebar widget is coming from this widgets page. You need to go to appearance and then widgets, and then look for the primary sidebar and expand it. So right here you have text sponsored ad. If you expand this, look for the part right here that starts with HTTP and it ends with a -20. So it's HTTP www.cell03-20. Select that entire phrase and then replace it with your own Amazon affiliate ID. And this is going to be for Amazon.com. If for some reason you're using a different locale besides Amazon, you may want to go into Amazon itself and try to find their square or slightly rectangular advertisements that are still pretty small and generate a link for one, the code for one, and replace this sponsored ad over here in the widget. That will put absolutely everything under your affiliate link once you have updated this widget, and also once you have done the update links process through this particular plugin. So beyond this particular sponsored ad widget, you have the other widget showing up here that you also see showing up over here in the right-hand column. So if you wanted to remove anything here or perhaps add to it, that's all going to be done through this widgets page. So now while we are still here on this widgets page, I want to point out how you can modify this stuff here. This is showing all of the posts that are on your page, and it's done in a particular order. So what if you wanted to change the order or change how many posts get displayed there? Or maybe you want to create a completely new category to expand your site, and you want that category to be showing up here as well. All of that is also going to be accomplished from the widgets page. That widget is actually featured bottom right here. If you expand this, you'll see featured posts, adult Halloween costumes, costuming videos, costumes on Amazon. And this is the same order that we have things right here. So if I wanted to change the order they were displayed, I can simply drag one to a new position. If I want to change something about the way it gets displayed, I can expand it. I can change the title. I can change the number of posts that are getting shown or how they're being sorted. I can change how the featured image is getting displayed. I can change how the actual posts are getting displayed over here. So whatever you might want to do in terms of trying to customize the output of this information on your home page, you should be able to accomplish that by editing one of these three widgets. Now in that same manner, you can also expand your website by just taking the same widget over here, Genesis Featured Post, and I can just drag a new one in and set this up for a new category that I'm creating on my site. Now, I actually just realized I dragged in the featured page and not the featured post. So you can even feature a page. I actually kind of like that, where you have the option of doing both. So if you created a special page on your site and not a system of categories and posts, you can feature them in this section as well. If you wanted to do a listing of the category post like these are already doing, then you would need the Genesis Featured Post widget. And this will give you all the options like you were just seeing before. So you simply select what category you want to show. So then if you had gone through and started messing with this site and you wanted to create some additional categories to try to expand the website a little bit. To accomplish this, you're going to need to do a couple of different things. One is what I was just showing you there. You're going to have to add that category to your home page here. However, before you can add the category, you'll have to actually create it. If you go to Post and Categories, you can create your new category that way. You can see the three that are existing already. Simply type in the name of the category right here, and then just click on the Add New Category button. You don't have to worry about these other three boxes. So once you have your category created here, then you can go through and set up the widget for it to display it on the home page. And then the only thing left to do is to go through and create new posts and just simply assign those posts into your new category. So doing it this way, you could potentially create different sections on your site that would target different sub-niches maybe. Let's say you wanted to have a certain type of site, but maybe you don't want to limit yourself to just one particular niche. Maybe you're targeting a certain demographic of people, perhaps, and you want to give them a couple options. Maybe you have a witch category, and another that's a goblin category, and another that's a ghost category, and so on and so forth. You can do all that through here by setting up your category and then simply adding your new post to it. Now that technically would get all of your new categories and stuff showing up on your website, because it would be all displaying here on the home page. However, you also have your menu bar up here. So this would be the final thing that you would need to go and modify. To do this, simply go to Appearance and Menus. And then you just need to find the category, if it is a new category that you create that you want to add, or maybe you want to remove one of the existing categories. You can take one of these categories and just click on the Remove link once you expand it. You could also edit the links by changing the navigation label. Or you can go over here to Categories, and if you create a new category, you can select it and simply add it to the menu. And you can easily drag and drop these to rearrange the order that they are in. So with this knowledge, you should be able to go through now and completely customize this website to make it something that is unique in terms of what all the other affiliates that have this package are going to be doing. And don't rely on just the content and the products being promoted here. Go out and do a little bit of extra effort and research and try to find how you can make it your own, and try to find some of the more recent popular Halloween costumes that are being released on Amazon that are relating to whatever you decide to make the focus of your particular site. And this will give you a major advantage over all of the other affiliates. So I hope all of you have taken something useful away from this little mini series of training videos for this Halloween niche content package. And I appreciate your business picking it up through my affiliate link. Thank you for watching, and wait to see you next time. Thank you.